While healthcare remains a global and cross-regional issue, it is one of the many challenges specific to the Arab world, which today demands more innovative thinking and for responses to be framed within the reality of the new regional context.
Egypt healthcare system has made marked improvements in the Millennium Development Goals, yet we need to be questioning the issue of sustainability of these gains. By the end, I think that we will be needing like a governance and social accountability and transparency framework that would govern the improvements and govern the process and the progress in the healthcare system.
The biggest challenge in the Egyptian healthcare system is the fact that there are no platforms for social accountability. So in order for the system to function in the way that it should, and in order for it to be able to address the challenges that it's facing, it's very important to integrate the community in fixing these problems and in putting the governments accountable in front of their citizens in actually applying the things that they want.
The governance challenges facing the healthcare system delivery in Egypt is the vision towards the healthcare system as a whole. Some people look at it as the business of the Ministry of Health alone, but we see it, there are many stakeholders taking care of the healthcare system, either in the provision of services or in the financing of services.
Any system without accountability within it is by nature inefficient and extremely vulnerable to corruption, and these two things can result in any collapse, in a massive collapse of the system that will affect the end users who are the patients. Usually, to my opinion, all the things people are trying to change are too peripheral and, as we say in medicine, symptomatic rather than therapeutic, and they end up sometimes into cosmetic changes.
The challenges here in pharmaceutical industry in Egypt is that we suffer from, we haven't healthcare system that cover all the Egyptians, and this will take a long time to be implemented, and it's very expensive. It's not affordable now.
In Egypt pharmaceutical sectors, there are a lot of challenges for the public health benefit. There is no clear disease map about the diseases might be found in Egypt, and consequently there is no projected plan for the average consumption of medicine curing these type of diseases. So we always go to shortages or to lack of information, loss of value, and efficiency or inefficiency in dealing with some diseases in Egypt due to lack of medicines or lack of information about these medicines.
In an era of increasing demand and higher aspirations, improving transparency and accountability have become of paramount importance to achieving high-performing health systems in the MENA region through better governance.
The governmental issues or the governmental system like Ministry of Health together with universities in Egypt and medical schools in Egypt with a lot of non-governmental organizations, all of these we have to meet together for decreasing the rate of hepatitis C in Egypt and other health problems also.
Several steps that have been accomplished and several efforts that have been paid in order to bring members into the group or into the partnership or the coalition. It wasn't an easy task. However, we hope that those could form the core group for this coalition. And in the future, we're hoping to engage more people from the government, including the Ministry of Health, of course, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Ministry of Administration Development, all the involved ministries, because if they are actually needed in order to facilitate the decision making and facilitate our work into the community and within the different ministries.
Post-Arab Spring, there is a growing and amplified demand for citizen voice and involvement to ensure inclusiveness and participation for sustainable reform, and to ensure a level playing field for the different stakeholders. Bringing together state and non-state actors in the MENA region creates opportunities for broader stakeholder participation to drive the agenda, to convene and identify the governance gaps, challenges, and priority areas for learning and action to improve and strengthen transparency, accountability, and participation in healthcare services delivery.
The availability of the information, we need sharing of the information, we need accurate information in order to develop our strategies and policies. We have a lot of challenges, towards the inefficiencies of the personnel working in the health system, and this may take a long time to improve the capacity and to improve the education, to develop the concept of the governance and the transparency and so on.
There is no published documents about how they got the prices for medicines and on what basis they accept or refuse the registration of medicine.
He's the one providing the service and he's the workforce and he's everyone, then again the patient is not accountable. If the doctor is not feeling that someone is looking after him, he will act inefficiently. What we are trying to do now is to set guidelines and standards for that as a starting step. It's an important thing when you don't know what you want to do, you can't get anything done. So we're trying now to create the first guidelines, and then we went beyond that to have certain 8 principles for hospitals, to sort of a pledge for hospital to commit if they want to be good, governed and transparent, and then guidelines for these hospitals, and then a toolkit, because again, to make it applicable, user-friendly, you have to give simple sample charters, sample checklists, so that a normal end user can use it to help that. So this is the phase.
I believe media is playing a major role in increasing the awareness and in playing a major role in transferring news and transferring ideas about many of the health problems and diseases among the normal population.
The methods that were used in this retreat were really about getting the best out of a very small, very concentrated group of people that have a big pool of technical know-how, and they have the capacity to dream and imagine what kind of outputs they can get. And so the biggest difference that this retreat provides is that the fact that it's really capitalizing on a small number of people with a big extent of knowledge.
They were really dedicated, they were really committed all through during our efforts, during our meetings, with their opinions, with their everything, and even for problem solving. They were there and we were there for each and every one, and this is something that I'm really appreciative for. And we hope we can continue this collaboration into the future, just to bring the multi-stakeholder coalition into life maybe, and then we can be acting on the ground and be acknowledged as the governance group for health.
Today, members are paving the road for the creation of a multi-stakeholder partnership for better governance and social accountability in health services delivery. The evolving multi-stakeholder partnership has the potential to transform the governance, in particular, transparency and accountability in the Egyptian healthcare services delivery system.